Welcome, everybody, to Bobby J on 30A. I'm your co-host, Chris Angel. I'm here with Bobby Johnson, your host. Bobby, hello, sir.
Hey, hello. How are you, Chris?
Hey, man, I'm good. I love the surfboards in the background.
And thank you. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to get this underway.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I'm actually, I'm nervous a little bit. I found out that I didn't expect that,
Yeah, isn't that funny?
But I will say that means it matters,
Yeah.
Nervous.
I know, man. I'm looking forward to what we create together. I think this show is going to be really fun. I kind of wanted to use this first show to let everybody know what the show is about. Like, why are we doing it? What are we going to cover? Stuff like that. Like when you were thinking about a show, what were some of the things that had you say, this was a good idea, I really want to do this for the community?
So, I think that I've always been a person that, like I said, if you go to the bookstore and you see my truck, you go to the self-help section and there I am,
Yeah. Right.
And then, being a real estate agent, I've learned over the years, I've been doing real estate now for 20 years.
Yeah.
And I've learned that oftentimes there's a lot of things that we do that really don't have anything to do with real estate, but everything to do with real estate.
Right. Yeah.
So a lot of times, I'm really intrigued by messages and positive outlook on life and being in sales. One of the things that you have to do is constantly try to keep your head in that space, right?
Yeah.
So over the years, I've developed, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to, I'll blog. I'm going to write it all down. And then, I kind of stumbled into this idea of, hey, maybe podcasting. And as things, when I first started this, Chris, you got to keep in mind, we were barely emailing.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah. 20 years ago.
Email that, and nobody knew how to do all that. And so here we are now vlogging. What? And so, in a sense, I feel like it's a good way to get a message out to the community. Well, my community, and we'll maybe hopefully grow it a little bit and teach a little bit about how I've had success with real estate and just my journey in life. And maybe if, nothing comes of it, my kids will have a little bit of something they can check in on, their dad. There was my youngest calls me their salty father.
The salty father.
Which, by the way, I did not no clue what that meant until I looked it up. And it wasn't a compliment. It wasn't a compliment.
That's a backup name maybe for the show, the Salty Father, maybe.
Hey, that's a good idea.
Maybe.
Someone
I don't know.
Probably just stole that, Chris.
Right. Yeah.
Somebody go Google
.com. Maybe you don't want a .com that one. I'm not sure. You might find a site you don't want to be on. But anyway, listen, I think, as I've gotten to know you, leading up to this first episode, I think what I'm excited about for people in your community to know is not just to get to know you. I think this is a great platform for people to get to know you. And I think you're a Renaissance man. I mean, you've done so many interesting things in your life that alone is worth just like picking your brain for. But moreover, I think that you have, life has taught you some stuff. You've had some life experiences that I think had you think seriously about your life and what you really want to do here on this planet. And I think you seem to put intention into the way you live. And I think sharing that out with the world is a really cool way to connect with your community. Because I think we're all trying to find ways to level up our life and live the life we want to live. So
totally. Yeah. I think that, some of that, I have done a lot of things. And keep in mind, we live in a very small area. It's you keep hearing me talk about 30A, and it's basically it's an 18-mile stretch. With little communities along the way, and there was a small period of time where I went off to college in Tallahassee, but a lot of the things I did were based on survival, like, oh my God, what are you? Your choices were a little limited, and so it all became, it's all like an evolution, I don't think anybody wakes up. Hopefully no one will take this wrong, but I don't think you wake up and go, hey, I want to be a real estate agent. You don't hear any kids like,
No.
They want to be astronauts or firemen and all that. And we all have these hopes of different, things I think growing up that we're going to be. I think that real estate kind of was an evolution from all the things that you just spoke about. That I evolved into this. And so oftentimes when I see an agent that's new to young, I often, and they do really well, I'm actually very impressed by that, because I think that real estate is one of those things that is that you need a little life behind you. You
Yeah.
know, and I'm very grateful that I did all those other businesses. You know, I've been a nurse. I've been I run a construction company. I
It's
had
so
an art
crazy.
gallery. You
Wow.
know,
Yeah.
I used to lay concrete for a living.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go on and on. I was a phlebotomist, you know, for a period of time. You know, I mean, you name. I had a yard cutting business. I used to do landscaping. I
Yeah.
mean, I was a bartender. I could shuck oysters. Like you'd be shocked at how well I can shuck oysters.
Yeah.
No, and I'm not. That isn't bragging. That's just 30A is an area where you learned how to survive.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, very low population.
Yeah.
People move here. They think it's going to be real easy to make it happen. And over the years, it has grown quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just talking, you know, from years ago, it wasn't so easy, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Well, that's the kind of stuff. I mean, not just the grit, but the street smarts, the stuff that I think there are ways for you to continue sharing forward the lessons life has taught you with all of us. I think not only is that helpful and valuable to those listening, but I also think it's just a cool way to meet online. Like we're in a digital age, obviously. And I think one of the things that I've noticed about podcasting, it's one of the mediums that creates the most connection. People come back to podcasts because they like the person, they like the personality. And so there's this relationship that gets built between you and listeners. And then when you see them at the grocery store, at the beach, there's this like, hey, what's up? Like, I heard that episode. How was it? That's so cool. And there's this connection that happens, you know?
It's pretty shocking, actually, you know, when you think about the social dynamic of just making a simple post on Instagram or Facebook, where you'll be at a store and someone will comment about something that you just wrote. I mean, like within 10 minutes.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? Yeah.
You begin to go, wow, this is the future. You know, I tell my agents all the time, you know, I say, well, how's your social media look? And they'll, I don't know. I don't really like it. I'm like, you better, you know, you need to get out of the business, but perhaps if you don't like to be in social media, or, you know, if you don't like Facebook, you don't like Instagram, you know, this business will, you're going to be eaten up and spit out.
Yeah.
You know?
I think,
you know, again, coming back from where I come from too, remember where knock, door. Well, real quick, I'll tell you, when I got in it, there was and you're a realtor, right? So So, do you remember how long we're
2001 is when I got started. 2001.
Okay. So remember the book that each office you have a book.
Yeah. The listing book, right?
Your company's listing book, right?
Yeah. Yep.
We had a book, and every day you're on floor, you had to update the book.
Right.
Print out, put your little thing in the book, and people would come in and you'd show them the book. Right.
Right. Yeah.
I remember one day sitting in there, and the broker comes in and he says, his name was Ed Arnsdorf, by the way, a good friend of mine. He says, Bobby, you haven't updated the book. And I go, Ed, I'm going to show you something. And I bring him over to the computer. They're all right here.
Yeah.
And he looks at it and he goes, you mean all of our listings are right there in one spot in the computer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And he goes, hey, update the book. You know,
right.
Like, I still want you to update the book.
Right. Still update the book.
Right there. You know,
awesome.
And that's how much it's evolved in my 20 years of doing this. You know?
Yeah. But I think that's the cool part about that you were talking about being at a grocery store and somebody says like, hey, I read that thing. I just think like this is the beginning of how we connect offline by starting conversations online. And I just like that we're doing it this way. I'm excited for the different areas we get to cover. I want to ask you two kind of questions in wrapping up this first episode. The first one is like what are some of the things you love about having lived in 30A? Like what are the defining characteristics that make it so cool?
So what a great question. By the way, at what point do I get cool earmuffs?
Earmuffs.
Like
yeah, man. Yeah. This is like an accelerated Bose earmuffs.
So I think I always like to talk about like the first thing that comes to my brain, and it's also one of the least favorite things about it as well. You know, so it's kind of interesting. So the first thing that came to my brain, we had a period where we also moved to California after the oil spill. And I think during these shows, we're going to get into a lot of all of those things. Right. But so wherever you go, you know, I can go to the coffee shop and probably come back with a listing.
Right.
Someone recognizes me. Somebody, you always want, what is that Cheers. Remember, you want to go where everyone knows your
Yeah,
name.
yeah, right. Yeah, cheers, yeah.
And I'm very blessed in that for the longest time, the area's grown. That's changing a little bit, but
Yeah.
people know me, and which makes my job a little easier. When we had that little run out to California, it was really awesome because no one knew my name.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it didn't take long before I realized, whoa, wait a minute, I really missed that vibe. So
Yeah.
so that is a really important thing, where the community is small enough still where a lot of it feels like it's family and there's your friends and pretty much everybody knows everybody. I've always said, and I've always trained people that when I walk through Publix, which is our grocery store, I don't know if you have Publix where you are.
No, but I know Publix. Yeah.
That's why you don't get in wars or fights with people around here. You fix it quickly because you're going to walk through and you're going to see them.
Yeah.
Right. So the quaintness, the small aspect of it's probably one of my favorite parts about it.
Yeah. No, I love that.
And you said 2, right? And of course, the other one is the beaches. I mean, it's hard to not have a conversation and leave that out. I mean, at one point or another, we'll get you up here, and our beaches it's an 18-mile stretch of white sand.
Wow.
Beautiful. I mean, with rolling dunes in certain areas.
Wow.
Emerald green, blue water. So, being a surfer, we don't get the best waves in the world. Obviously, it's the Gulf. We call it the Lake of Mexico.
Yeah.
Old salty guys like me. But when we get it,
and
it's clean, it's a very fast and violent wave, right? But it's when it's clean, it's blue, it's just greenish blue, right? And you can see everything, and then of course it meets the white sand, and there's not a lot of places like this, and it's still very undiscovered. Real quick, I'll add one last thing. With that said, where we live, we're surrounded by state parks. Okay, so there's like 9 state parks within that 18-mile stretch. So it's all, a lot of places where people come here and they think they're just seeing areas to develop. It'll never be developed. It's all woods. So like my backyard backs up to about, 35, 40 miles of just state land.
Wow.
Which is kind of cool because you'll see bears, deer. Yeah, bobcats. I mean, I have a crazy bear story to share for you in one of the next episodes.
Well, we'll have to earmark the bear story. Yeah, this is good.
Just happened Saturday.
No way.
A bear. It's this insane, but we will. You have to come back.
I think that's right. I mean, yeah.
I can't get that. That is,
We baited it now. You have to come back to the bear story.
A heart attack.
I love it. All right. Well, I think here's the last thing I want to. I think one of the benefits of having you as the host of the show is that you kind of have an inside scoop, a backstage pass to what's happening in the real estate market. Real estate is a popular topic. It's HGTV was an entire network dedicated to real estate stuff, and I think one of the ways we get to steal value from you is hearing what's going on in real estate stuff from time to time. So I think what would be cool is if you wanted to do like a property of the week. I know you brought a property today, maybe you can talk about, but or just some tidbit about real estate, whatever.
Sure. I think that, we'll always wrap up with a little bit of real estate. And, again, that's what I do for a living. And obviously that's the point of these podcasts again, but there may be a show where we don't talk about real estate at all, and we'll link some stuff up. But I do. I'm neurotic. And real estate has worked really well because I watched the market. Like there's this thing called hot sheets.
Yep.
I follow hot sheets. I've been in a third world country in a rainforest and found a way to check my hot sheets every single day, 2 or 3 times a day, where I sneak out, where the guys are like, Bobby, don't, and I just have to follow. And so I am I study the market, and I think that's been why I've been very successful in this market, is that I do follow it very closely. Today, when we talk about the property of the week, I have a house listed in Blue Mountain. It's 401 Blue Mountain, and hopefully we will link this below. You'll be able to take a peek at it and link onto it on my website. Actually, the website is 38localproperties.com. So you can go to 38localproperties.com and find me on there.
Yeah.
But this home is 401 Blue Mountain. It is 6 bedrooms, 4,500 square feet, fully furnished. One thing I love about this Blue Mountain area, the lots are larger than other areas along 30A. The lot's 75 by 140. And Chris, for here, that's a big lot.
Wow.
We have lots in areas that are 40 by 60, like if you can imagine, right?
Yeah, right.
This is 75 by 140, but here's the cool part. It is one off of the beach. So the beachfront home in that area, almost could be, you're looking at double price. Yeah, so this is one back. Golf views are there. The views are stunning. Yeah. And then I wanted to do the first show about Blue Mountain, and I think the reason is Blue Mountain is the highest point in that area in basically the state of Florida. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Blue Mountain. And I'll probably get killed for saying this, but for whatever reason, for 30A, the waves break the best there, okay, in that area. So I made that kind of my farm area. Yeah. Not because of like houses just as much as because I surf there. Right. Yeah. And I don't know if it's that the wind hits the bluff and does some sort of
swell, creates a swell or something.
Term for it. Where the sand comes back. So I think it changes the sandbars there a little bit. And you'll see a little surf culture in that Blue Mountain community,
Nice. Yeah.
Anyway, this is a stunning home. 401 Blue Mountain. You can Google nowadays. You can just Google the address and there.
Yeah.
And I obviously we'll link up down below a little bit about it. My phone number, of course, is 850-865-7798 to reach me to learn more about that home.
Cool.
But I think it's a cool little area.
Yeah, I love it. So good. Well, this is a good first episode, Bobby. I'm excited to unpack all the Renaissance man-ness of you and pass it on with the community. So if people want to reach out to you, they can use your phone number, which you just gave us, or your website, which is 38localproperties.com, right?
Yes, 38localproperties.com. Yeah, we have other websites, but for now, that'll get you there.
That'll do it. Awesome. Bobby, great episode. We'll catch you next time. Thanks.
Hey, thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.